Welcome to another lecture. I am Professor Alexei. Today, we explore the fascinating life and presidency of Jimmy Carter.
Hi, I'm Priyanka. Together, we'll delve into Jimmy Carter's journey as a U.S. president and beyond.
Now, Jimmy Carter, the 39th President of the United States, came to prominence during a time of great change and challenge. He was known not only for his governance, but also for his deep commitment to human rights issues and progressive energy policies. His presidency was marked by creating the Department of Energy and introducing measures like the signing of the Camp David Accords. As we advance through today's discussion, it's important to understand these events not merely as isolated actions, but as interconnected policies that shaped both domestic and international landscapes.
Carter's legacy, is actually much broader than his presidency. He kind of helped shape modern international human rights diplomacy and, framed crucial energy policies that have lasting impacts today.
Carter's influence extends far beyond conventional political boundaries, influencing a broader spectrum of human rights and energy policies worldwide, which remains apparent today. To some extent, his presidency's real-world relevance lies in pioneering human rights advocacy, which perhaps was not entirely appreciated during his term.
Yeah, and his leadership style, I think, was often misunderstood, especially in how he approached U.S. foreign policy. He saw diplomacy and moral leadership as keys to addressing global issues.
Indeed, Pryanka. Speaking in terms of highlights, consider his role in the Camp David Accords, a historic peace treaty between Israel and Egypt. This, alongside the establishment of the Department of Energy, reflects his commitment to innovative solutions tackling complex challenges of his time. Then there's his extensive humanitarian work post-presidency, which garnered him the Nobel Peace Prize, finally recognizing his diplomatic endeavors.
To put his life in perspective, think of his roots in rural Georgia, where Carter's values were kind of well established, and then his naval career, which was instrumental in shaping his energy policies. And during his time in office, he faced several international crises that, tested his resolve and leadership.
Carter's upbringing and early career provide a lens through which we can understand his eventual policies. Deeply rooted in principles of service, Carter's presidency was a crucible of energy challenges, geopolitical tensions, and critical reforms. Now, on a personal note, as a scholar in mathematics, I have always found Carter's approach to systemic energy issues rather intriguing. He viewed these issues not just as economic challenges, but as complex, integrative puzzles requiring careful optimization. This brings us to an exploration of three major questions about his lasting legacy. The first big question to consider is about the scope and impact of Carter's energy policies. You see, his measures promoted conservation and reduced dependency on foreign oil, laying groundwork that foreshadowed modern sustainability efforts. Arguably, his vision for energy independence continues to underpin today's policies, albeit in evolving forms.
So I'm curious about how Carter's vision for energy independence has actually influenced modern policies. Are there specific examples we can point to today?
Absolutely, Priyanka. Carter's emphasis on renewable energy sources and conservation has deeply influenced current policy frameworks, establishing the notion that strategic long-term investment in energy efficiency is indeed crucial to national security and environmental sustainability. Moving to the second question, let us consider Carter's moral leadership during the Iran hostage crisis. His approach was fundamentally one of restraint and diplomacy, despite facing intense pressure for more assertive action. This doctrine of patience and negotiation showcased his steadfast commitment to peace, although perhaps it did not yield the public favor he longed for.
Yeah, that moral stance, it kind of makes me wonder how his leadership during this crisis influenced public perception and his legacy, compared to those who prioritize swift military action.
Indeed, some may argue that Carter's deliberative approach, while morally inclined, was perceived as weakness. Despite this, his commitment to diplomacy is an important case study in leadership, emphasizing peace over provocation. A choice with consequences, certainly, but also implications for long-term peace building. And now, let's discuss the present-day relevance of Carter's post-presidential humanitarian efforts. Through entities like the Carter Center, he's engaged in mediation, health campaigns, and projects promoting democratic elections. These initiatives convey significant ongoing influence in addressing global humanitarian challenges.
If I may suggest, isn't it interesting how Carter's initiatives continue affecting current global humanitarian efforts? What do you see as the major impacts or perhaps areas needing more attention for today's policies?
Certainly, Priyanka. The Carter Center's work in conflict resolution and public health provides a robust model, yet indeed, modern complexities demand continual adaptation. We may benefit from expanding these strategies, particularly in leveraging technology in global disease control and grassroots diplomacy for more holistic conflict resolution. There's room for expanded research and innovation there. In conclusion, our exploration of Jimmy Carter's life and presidency reveals a narrative marked by visionary initiatives and enduring influence. From energy policy advancements to moral leadership amidst crisis, and a legacy of humanitarian dedication, Carter's journey offers insightful lessons in public service.
There's a lot more to unravel, particularly in international relations and like presidential leadership styles which show his influential scope beyond the conventional time frame of his term.
We appreciate your company on this intellectual journey today. Thank you for listening to another lecture. And remember, the pursuit of knowledge never truly ends.
Yes, thank you, and thank you, Professor Alexei, for the insights. Until next time.